Okay, welcome once again. Let's look at this problem. Mathematical problem on number base. If 231 in base n minus 143 in base n is equal to 44 in base n, find n. What is n? N is a common base for all the numbers there. So we need to find what it is. So let's quickly go into the question. Let's quickly solve it. So the main way to solve this question, the simplest way to solve it, is to express each of the digits, each of the numbers in base 10. Each of the numbers should be expressed in base 10. Let me simplify it this way. Let's say 231 in base n. This will have power of 0, this will have power of 1, power of 2. So this number is the same thing as 2 times n raised to the power 2. Of course, n raised to power the base which is n raised to power of 2, plus we have 3 times n to the power of 1 plus 1 times n to the power of 0. Of course, you know what I mean by that. This 2 times the base to the power. Of course, this, when simplified further, we have 2n squared plus 3n plus any number raised to the power 0 is 1. So n raised to the power 0 is 1. 1 times 1 gives us 1. This is what we have from 231 in base n. Then the other number there, 143 in base n, is equal to, this is power of 0, power of 1, power of 2. So this is equal to 1 times n to the power of 2 plus 4 times n to the power of 1 plus 3 times n to the power of 0. Also, this is equal to n squared. 1 times n squared is n squared. Because 1n squared, but we don't write 1n. So we say n squared plus, this is 4n plus, again, n raised to the power 0 is 1. 1 times 3, we have 3. So this is what we got from 143. And finally, 44 in base n, power of 0, power of 1. This is equal to 4 times n to the power of 1 plus 4 times n to the power of 0. So this will give us 4n plus 4. So putting everything together now, from 231 in base n minus 143 in base n is equal to 44 in base n. Substituting with each of the numbers equivalent in base 10, we will have, okay, this is 2n squared plus 3n plus 1 minus, I would advise you put this in bracket when introducing the value the equivalent of 143 in base 10. When introducing it, let's put it into bracket. So this will give us n squared plus 4n plus 3, and class everything is equal to 4n plus 4. 4n plus 4. So opening that bracket, we are going to have 2n squared plus 3n plus 1 minus n squared minus 4n minus 3, and everything is equal to 4n plus 4. Okay, this is what we have. We collect line terms. I'm going to collect it in such a way that all those n terms will be on the left hand side and the terms that don't have n will be on the right hand side. So if we do that, we have 2n squared minus n squared plus 3n, okay, plus 3n minus 4n. This 4n on the right hand side is positive, so if I bring it to the left, it will be minus 4n again, right? And everything is equal to, okay, everything is equal to, on the right hand side we have 4 already, okay, plus 1 on the left coming to the right becomes minus 1, and minus 3 on the left coming to the right becomes plus 3. This is what we have. Alright, let's proceed to this side. Right, this is what we have now. N square minus n, 2n square minus n square gives us n square. Alright, now plus 3, plus 3n minus 4n gives us minus n. Minus n minus 4n will give us minus 5n, minus 5n. And everything is equal to 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 3 gives us 6. Alright, we have n squared minus 5n is equal to 6. This is a quadratic equation. Okay, a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So let's make our own equation to conform with this particular format of a quadratic equation. So this is n squared minus 5n minus 6 is equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation. So we solve it the normal way we solve quadratic equation. Of course, you know, in quadratic equation, this is a quadratic term, this is a linear term, and C there is a free term. So also in our own equation, n squared is a quadratic term, minus 5n is a linear term, and minus 4 is a constant, or you call it free term. So let's try solving this quadratic equation using factorization method. So what do? First, we multiply the quadratic term, and the free term. We have n squared times minus 6 will give us minus 6n squared. Next thing is to find two factors of minus 6n squared whose sum would give us the linear term, which is minus 5n. You understand that 6 is 6n squared, factors of 6, and 2 times 3 is 6, right? But if you multiply 2 and 3, it will give you 6. Is there any way we can add 2 and 3 to get 6, to get minus 5? Is there any way we can do that? Like, one of them has to be, for the product to be minus 6n squared, it means that one of them should be plus and one of them should be minus. Is there any way we can combine plus 3 and minus 2, or minus 2 and plus 3 to get minus 5? Is not possible. So let's look at another factor of 6. We have 1 times 6, right? 1, right, times 6. Let me spread it so I can fix the necessary things. Right, we are looking at factors of 6n squared. Look at this. If I have 1 here times 6, 1 times 6 is 6. You are doing that. Okay, for us to have minus here, it means one of them has to be minus. So where should I fix the minus? On 1 or on 6? Remember the sum of these two numbers. Okay, let me fix my n. There is n here. Of course, you know, we have n here, we have n here. Alright, let me write it very well. This is n. Of course, if I fix it here, okay, if I fix minus here, I will have minus n times 6n. Of course, it will give me minus 6n. But then, the sum of these two, will it give me the linear term, which is minus 5n? Okay, minus n plus 6n will give us plus 5n, which is not okay. So to be able to do that, my minus should be here on 6n, right? Such that n, 1n, there is something like 1n, so I just made that thing to make it very clear and understandable. N minus 6n is equal to minus 5n, which corresponds with that linear term. And again, n times minus 6n will give us minus 6n squared. So this n minus 6n is a clear number or factor that we can use to replace the linear term. So let's replace the linear term with n minus 6n. So we have n squared. From n squared minus 5n minus 6 is equal to 0. Replacing minus 5n with n minus 6n, we have n squared plus n there is positive, minus 6n minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, you agree with me that plus n minus 6n is equal to minus 5n. So grouping this into 2, we have n squared plus n in one group minus 6 n minus 6 in one group, and everything is equal to 0. And we factorize. What do we have common here? N is a common factor. So if you factorize, this will give us n plus 1. And here minus 6. Minus 6n divided by minus 6 will give us n. Because minus divided by minus is plus, and 6 divided by 6 we have 1, and everything is equal to 0. So if you observe this, you can see that what we have in these two brackets are the same, n plus 1. So we can now say that n minus 6, bracket opening and closing, multiplied by n plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, if you are conversant with quadratic equation, this is what we have. Now, if the product of these two factors is equal to 0, it can be stated therefore either n minus 6 is equal to 0, and if that is so, that means n will be equal to 6, or we say n plus 1 is equal to 0. And if that is the case, that means n is equal to minus 1. Remember, we are dealing with number base, and we don't have negative number base. So a base of a number cannot be negative. So it means that n is equal to 6. This is our final answer. So the common n we are having here, all these numbers are in base 6. I want to believe you understood this very well. But then if you think you have a better way it can be approached, question can be approached, you have a confusion on what I solved, you have any problem, any question to ask, do well to drop it at the comment section. I will be there to address it, look at it. Let's look at it holistically to make sure you understood it. Please help us to grow. Do subscribe to our channel, like, subscribe and comment, and please do check on us steady. Thank you. Remain blessed.